Alright, here, third floor of the parking garage, day 2 of Profit and Loss Week, whatever I'm calling it. Wanted to get out earlier today. Wanted to play a little before dinner and mostly after. I met 2 people for dinner at 4:40. Very specific and early time, not that we needed a reservation, but that's when we met. Went to an Irish pub, and apparently there's a difference between an Irish restaurant and an Irish pub, because I told another friend of mine where I was going for dinner, and the question came back, is it an Irish restaurant or an Irish pub? Pub is in the name of the place. I didn't know there was a difference. Anyway, now I'm at the casino, just starting. It is almost 7, I think. I don't know, time at the bottom, along with the date and the day of the week. So yeah, gonna go in. Still plan on getting about 8 hours. We close officially at 3. If enough is going on, 4. I don't know if enough will be going on, but at least 3. So I'll see you after I play. Hope you enjoyed that transition. Old clip from Vegas. Sometimes I'm just walking around the strip when I'm in Vegas, and I take these, I film a little bit. I'm like, oh, that would be a nice transition in a video. And then like weeks, months go by, and I don't use them. But I have all these clips, and these videos are a little on the shorter side, and I'm just like standing in the same spot. So use that Vegas clip. Hope you enjoyed the scenery. I do have a plan for tomorrow's transition between my first scene and my final scene before I play and after I play. In my head, it is such an amazing transition. I don't know if I could actually pull it off and execute it in reality, but we'll see. Before I get into what happened in today's session, it's almost 1 a.m. Shout out to Brian and Sheila. Ran into them today. They're moving to Vegas. They're going west. I arrived from the west, met them. Days ago, there was someone else named Brian. Met him here. John, who's in the room right now, played with him a number of times. Met him weeks ago. Met Alaska Girl, who was mentioned in an old Trooper video. And who else? Never got your name. The guy who worked at Pebble Beach Golf Course. Awesome job that must have been. Met him around the time the circuit was starting. So there are some shout outs. And today, it's early. Go time and money. I'm pretty sure 4 hours 36 minutes, whatever's over there on the screen is correct. I know the Profit made 101. Yeah, got a late start because I didn't play before dinner, and there's still 2 games going. One is 4-handed and a guy is racked up. I think that table's about to break, but there's going to be 1 table going for a little bit, but it's late. I'm getting tired. So yeah, not even 5 hours. Would have liked more, but tomorrow should get a much earlier start. I'm also going to dinner Thursday, but dinner's a little later, and I should definitely play before and after dinner. I get like 2 medium-sized sessions in. So plus 101 was the Profit. What happened there? Not a ton. The biggest hand I played wasn't very complicated. I got all in pre. I held. So 1 player limped, and then the small blind completed. I was in the big. I raised with pocket 10s. The limper called, and then the small blind put in a 3-bet, which is very odd from someone who's almost closing the action. Really doesn't play out differently if he just raises, or if the player who limped raises. Probably, I mean, it's possible, but things probably don't turn out all that differently. I don't know, it's possible, but yeah, that you see that sometimes, and it's weird because it's so rarely something like strong and premeditated. You know, if there's a maniac at the table, people will limp in early position with very strong holdings, waiting for the maniac to raise. They could put in a 3-bet when it gets back to them. They could limp 3-bet. Or sometimes if someone's just under the gun, you see that limp, and then there's a raise, and when that person comes back, it's rarely a steal. Usually that person limped with something very strong, just early position. There's so many people left to act, limping in the hopes of someone raising behind, and when it gets back to you, you could raise and make it a lot more expensive to get to the flop. So you see that in certain situations. I mean, this hand was three-handed and the guy was almost closing the action. It's just like, oh, I feel like limping, but now I don't feel like calling, but I don't want to fold, so I don't know. I'll just like throw in a lot more money and like see what happens. But yeah, probably nothing different happens if he just raises. I had the 10s, he had ace high. Me, I went all in after he put in that back 3-bet. The guy in the middle folded and he called all in and he had ace high and he didn't improve. So there was that. That was the biggest hand I played. Also think that was the only all in I played. Anything ridiculous happened the rest of the time while I was at the table? Nothing too crazy. It was a solid game when I got in there. There were 2 tables going. It got up to 3. Right now, like I said, back down to 2, even though looks like one is on the verge of breaking. But yeah, solid day. Wish I got more hours in, but played well. Wasn't, you know, put to the test in like a crazy difficult decision or anything like that, but still very easy to play poorly. So played well, happy about that. Okay amount of hours. Going to go home, probably edit this video and probably edit the third to last video you'll see of my time in Council Bluffs. Not 100% on the schedule yet. And then that's gonna be it. Sleep, and should be here early and be here early tomorrow and just play like a really long time because nothing to leave and do in the middle of the day, so should be a lot of hours tomorrow. And remember, rice is a spoon food.